And now the Nigerian government have assured its readiness to continue the work of the EU-UN Spotlight Initiative in Nigeria. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, at the formal handover and closing out of the EU-UN Spotlight on Tuesday in Abuja, vowed that the federal government would continue to strengthen laws and policies that would protect women and girls in the country. Benedict Uku tells us more on this report.
The joint EU-UN Spotlight initiative aimed at eliminating violence against women and girls and harmful practices and promoting the uptake of sexual and reproductive health and rights services in Nigeria has generated significant impact since inception in 2019. At an event organized by the United Nations to close out the program in Nigeria, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, said the federal government is committed to upholding the rule of law.
The Spotlight initiative is drawing to a close today, so it is important to stress that together we have achieved milestones that were once only dreams. The seeds of change have been sown, and it is our responsibility to nurture and sustain the progress we have made. The Federal Ministry of Justice remains committed in upholding the principles of justice, equality, and human rights, ensuring the legacy of the Spotlight initiative lies on the fabric of our society.
The UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator Matthias Schmale, while handing over the project to the government of Nigeria, called for the institution of a budget process to continue the impact.
Many women and girls, as you know better than I, remain vulnerable to gender-based violence in Nigeria. Harmful practices like child marriage and female genital mutilation are still prevalent in many regions. So with Spotlight coming to a close, what is important is that we secure commitment to continue the impact I've talked about. And that starts with securing government commitment, starting at the federal level towards sustaining and scaling up the successes, as well as instituting a budget process and fund releases for the one-stop centers.
Also speaking, the European Union Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Samuel Isopi, advocated for the increase in access to justice for survivors.
Today is the moment to look ahead and reaffirm the commitment to eradicate sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. It will be essential also to ensure increased access to justice for survivors through SGDV special courts. It will be important for all the stakeholders to remain engaged and keep the momentum. The federal government, the states, but also the National Assembly.
The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, represented by the Director of International Affairs of the Ministry, Lanre Adekoye, and the Deputy Convener General of the Council of Traditional Leaders, the Emir of Shonga, Haliru Yahaya Ndanusa, disclosed commitment in tackling gender-based violence.
Given that women and girls are agents of development and change in any nation, I want to assure you that the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning will leave no stone unturned in supporting similar programs that will help to sustain the outcomes and impact of the Spotlight initiative in Nigeria.
In alignment with this year's theme of 16 years of activism at One Dish against gender-based violence, Unite invests to prevent violence against women. Let me reiterate our commitment to leveraging on our influence. We will actively sustain the achievements of Spotlight initiative. It's a pledge, so we're anchoring whatever you say, government to government, but we are also going to help monitor what's going on.
Beneficiaries also shared their testimonies.
I was dropped out from the school because I lost my parents. I have nowhere to go. Last time I came here, I think all what I expressed in me is with Hausa. But today, I want to show others that what I've learned, I don't want to speak Hausa anymore. I want to speak English.
The project was implemented in 5 states, Sokoto, Cross River, Lagos, Adamawa, and Ebonyi, as well as the Federal Capital Territory.